Houston Rockets fans, rumors are that the Rockets are in the lurking of one Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. Um, are you buying that, Zach?
I'm not buying it, but I'm not gonna like it. I'm intrigued by it, like the thought of it.
It's interesting. I mean, I'm not going to read everything, but of course, big names: Brian Windhorst, Mark Stein, Shams. A lot of these guys are reporting that the Rockets are a team to watch for him. And where there's smoke, there's fire at points in sports. Um, a lot of it is more because of they said the dream target was Durant, but as of age, Jimmy Butler and Durant, those guys are kind of past that point of age where you could build around them still and win. So it kind of shift to Giannis and what's going on over there with them sucking terribly and him probably wanting to leave. It opens up the doorway for a team of assets. Bring in the
See,
Rocket.
here's the thing though. Like, I'm not. I want to have the conversation, but with the right people, because let me tell you why. Because I feel that way about Giannis doesn't mean I would feel that way about another player.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because if Giannis comes to the Rockets, right, he creates a matchup problem for everybody in the West. Like, name a contender in the West other than maybe like OKC, who's like wouldn't have a problem defending Giannis, which gives us the advantage off the rip.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why it's so intriguing to me.
It's like pros and cons of it, of course. I mean, he's 29. He's had a few injury scares, but I mean that's when you're the guy and you're pretty much he put that team on his back so many times when Chris Middleton was out.
Yeah, but my thing is this is, bro, like, you're gonna fit seamlessly into an Ime system, right?
Yeah.
Like, so by that logic, I'm not gonna need you to be the Giannis that you had to be to win a ring, because like 80% of that Giannis is what Tatum was to win his ring in that
Yeah.
system. So, like, I just think it's a good fit as long as everybody around him is complementary to him, like shooters,
Yeah.
defenders, big men. You know what I mean? So essentially, he still would be the guy in Houston. It's just a matter of what are we willing to give up. You know what I'd give up, bro. Like, I'm not making this trade happen without Sengun going back that way. Like, I don't want to see them two jackasses on the court together doing fucking duck goose in the paint. Like, I can't
Yeah.
watch that.
It's interesting because it's like Sengun. I mean, we feel how we feel about him. We don't hold him up here like a lot of fans and the fan base do. But it's like, arguably, anybody that would be like, I'm taking Sengun over Giannis, you are tripping. You are tripping in any shape or form of an argument at all. And of course, they're going to want something in return. And I mean, I feel like, of course, everybody's always like, oh, give them Jabari, give them this, give them that. Yeah, but the other team has to want that player also to give it away. Look at how long it took Lillard to trade it.
People would want him.
Yes. And it's the intriguingness of it because they can be like, oh, I can build around him. We've already talked enough about Jalen, Sengun working together and all that stuff. And if we're being honest, Jalen off of Giannis would make a lot more sense than Sengun and Giannis together in an offensive and defensive standpoint. Like if I'm pretty much giving up anything I can for Giannis as long as I'm not gutting my team to where I can't have enough to round him. Like
I'm not, but because you tell a dumb motherfucker that they're willing to give up a lot of shit. No, I'm saying, like, even in the context of a conversation, before you know it, you're left with like Sengun and Giannis, and it's like, all right, that team don't make playoffs. You know what I'm saying? There's a base foundation to a playoff team there. Now, if I could tweak it to get Giannis and make it a base foundation playoff team to a real contender, I would do that. But I don't know, bro. It's so funny because I think if you ask most people what their untouchables to the team are, it would be different.
No, for sure. I mean, it's one of those. Man, I'm trying to think of it because, of course, people are going to say Jalen. Of course, people are going to say Sengun. But then people are going to throw Jabari in there. You got to match money. That's going to be the main thing.
My thing is this: if I have Sengun, I'm willing to part with. If I have fucking Cam Whitmore, I'm willing to part with. If I have Jack Landale, Dylan Brooks, and fucking Fred's contract to part with, and I have a ton of picks, I gotta keep my young guys, bro. Like, I need Jalen, Amen, Tari, and Jabari to stay and Reed. Because you put that around Giannis with like a Landale or Steven Adams and then bring in another point guard. They're such a good team. I can't shake the foundation too bad.
Yeah, somebody did a trade machine. It was Dylan Brooks, Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith, and Jayshawn Tate. So Giannis's contract's about 48 mil. So the
Jabari, Reed, Jabari, Reed, Jayshawn, and Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
I think that makes you a worse team because you're taking you're for sure the two guys who are actually consistently hitting 3-pointers for you, and Dylan Brooks and Jabari, and replacing it with Giannis, who's not a 3-point shooter. So what do you want? You want fucking Sengun passing the ball to Giannis at the 3-point line? It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You want Giannis passing the ball to Sengun at the 3-point line? Not really that either.
It makes it very difficult. It's to the point.
This, though, it's so intriguing to think about because it gives you the star power you need.
True. I mean, that's what Raphael's pretty much been after, a star. Now, it just feels like, okay, there's two routes. Do I build the team that I have the way the Celtics, the way the OKC is doing it, and hope that you can reach that level? But we always say, the difference with OKC is they have an SGA. It's you have that guy and all that stuff. And if you can add that into a mix of the guys we have here in an Ime Udoka system, now you have a playoff championship caliber team.
Yes.
I mean, what we have right now is a top. They're playing, I mean, it's early, but they're in the top 5 of defense in the league in pretty much every category as a team, and you're adding a Giannis that can play defense and offense. And I mean, you look at the matchups you're going to be going up against: LeBron, Anthony, Edwards, like certain guys that he can help lock down on. It's
well, not even that. It's just stylistically, offensively, he plays at the pace that the rest of the guys not named Sengun would play at. I mean, he gets out of runs. Jalen's with you, Amen's with you, Tari's with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he'd be a really good, easy fit for him.
I'm just saying, as a Rockets fan, that we already know if this does not work with these two guys, somebody's getting shipped out. Yes. Somebody is getting shipped out of one of the two. And, I mean,
I think Sengun, I mean, I would not hate Raphael Stone if he just pulled that trigger on either one of them. If they were the big piece in either, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it, bro. Like, grab your nuts. Like you said that you were going to bring star power in here. Bring the marketability. Get us on primetime more. You know what I'm saying? Like, legitimize us in that way if you feel like that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
But I hate to shake the team up because we are playing pretty good.
And that's where it comes down to. A lot of this seems early. A lot of people are saying it's more of a 2025 thing. So I don't know if they're saying that's more of a 2025 down the line, and how we're doing, how Bucks are doing, come trade deadline, or if that's more of a off-season 2025 move. How did we do this?
Well, Raphael Stone has to be a G. Like, I did, what's his name? Daryl Morey. I fucking hated Morey. Like, I think he's like, but he has business savvy. Don't talk to me about 2025. Kiss my motherfucking ass. I ain't trying to hear about a trade deadline. You put my name in rumors. Are we doing it right now or no? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is what you can get right now. If not, take like it's so stupid not to yell at you, but like we have these conversations on what we would do with what we have right now for 2 years from now. It's like, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do more. You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? Third between stupid. Like, do something now.
And you have, I mean, this is just players. We haven't even added the picks yet in that we have a ton of them from bad teams. So there's a lot to play with for sure. But it also comes down to how bad the Bucks are going to be as the months go on.
That team's bad. Yes. That's bad. That's terrible basketball over there.
Because you have to think about it. It comes down to, as of right now, this recording of November 17th, they're bad, but Giannis isn't complaining to get out of Milwaukee bad. December, January, he starts complaining. He starts getting like, hey, I need to get the hell out of here type shit. Like, we're last place in the East. Your price for him could go down a bit more to what you have to give up. And it's one of these seesaw effects. And that's why I think like the Rockets are chilling. Hey, we're in top 5 right now in the West. We're playing good. I don't need the trade. I want the trade.
Ted makes me look at the whole situation differently. If I'm Giannis, I'm not going to ask for a trade. I'm coming out and be like, get this motherfucker out of here. Like, why did you bring Dame Lillard to my fucking house to do, like, get this motherfucker out of here? Why do I got to leave? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, being fair to him, though, I mean, sorry, James, but Milwaukee as a fan base, I mean, it's a market.
You got to think about it. Like, there's a lever to comfort there. That's Giannis' franchise. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is.
Like, it reminds me of like D Wade in Miami, Timmy D, like that kind of shit. It's like it's gonna go where I take it, and I think it'd be stupid to trade 29-year-old Giannis to try to recover from a fucking bad trade you made for Dame. I'm not doing it. I'd rather take my L on the Dame trade and try to go get me some prospects.
Oh, I agree, but I think if you dangle a Sengun over their head, they'll be like, "Oh, what? I
don't. I really feel like what you just said is the only way that he gets traded. Is he literally has to come out and verbalize. He almost has to create conflict with the team, not just.
What's gonna happen is I'm calling now. They're gonna kick his brother off the team, and then he's gonna request him.
Hey. You know?
His brother's getting put in the trade with him, no matter what. So.
Now, if anything is good could happen out of that, is Dame Lillard could go to Giannis and be like, "Look, take my advice, bro. Don't be loyal to the team. Don't stay longer than you should. Like, get the fuck out while you can."
And that could be what's going on, though. I mean, being 100% honest, like most of these teams don't deserve the loyalty. Half of these dudes find out. Well, some of them do, but some of them, I mean, you get guys finding out they're getting traded like while they're playing a live of Call of Duty and shit. Somebody out there is like, hey, bro, you just got traded. It's like, what the fuck? But like some of them, I mean, especially as a superstar level, like they've shown him the utmost respect. So they did say it in their sense on their side that they were where if he does request to be traded, they will honor it. But they want to make sure they can get stuff back for it and all that stuff. And so I was like, it's kind of cool, but I don't think
that's why I said, like, he literally has to verbalize, like, I want the fuck out of here. I hate this person. Because even if he requests a trade, they could always say, like, oh, well, we didn't give fair offer, so we can't, you know?
Dangle some of those Brooklyn picks. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're right. You could dangle Sengun in about 4 picks out there.
Because I'm tired of it.
Probably what it's going to take, considering what got used for the Mikal Bridges trade.
I'm so tired of the NBA draft, bro. Like, this has reached everyone. We were like, if it's not Reed, just trade out. Just get the hell out of here. And they got him, and we're like, all right, cool. But it was not like the first 2 or 3, we were like, yeah. And then now it's like, come on, another pick. Like, I didn't even expect a top pick. I was like, oh, we're going to get like 15 or whatever. And it's like, Rockets got a top pick. And even Emo was like, another young player, another young guy. It's like I don't want any more. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to stop getting out of the trade of that because you have assets. You can use those. They're bargaining chips. You want young guys in your farm system, but I don't want top 5 picks anymore. Like, I don't want that. I want
No, I want top 5 players. That's the only reason I'm talking about making this trade. Like, I don't even want to make a trade, to be honest with you.
As of right now, no.
I kind of like what we're doing. Like, I don't want to make a trade unless you're gonna give me like a Giannis or a fucking Ant-Man or something like that. I don't really want to make a trade just for the sake of trading shit.
I feel you got too much on the team right now anyway. So, but it's a good amount because of injuries. You can bring Steven Adams back slowly. But unless it's like a Giannis, like, hey, I got this deal and I had to take it, like, because it was so good, then I'm like, hey, cool, I get it. I would have done it too. We'll figure it out on those few months in. But if it's not, then you see what this team can do with Jalen and Sengun. Because, I mean, I give them credit. They've figured something out. I don't know if it's what I wanted to see, but
I think they bought into Ime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's just them. I think it's the whole team.
Yeah. And it's now you see when he takes somebody out, it's not really mad panting. It's just like, oh, hey, I fucked up. All right, cool. And it's like, oh, Tari balling. All right, hey, get out there, bro. And it's oh, men's balling. Oh, Fred's balling. Like, it's a thing now where they're kind of buying into, like you said, and this is fun to watch. The defensive side of it, the offensive rebounding, the everything. It's if they don't make a trade, I'm cool with it because this is fun.
It's frustrating sometimes because they're still figuring shit out. But like, I ain't rocking the boat because I think there's 2 or 3 people in the world you could honestly say, yeah, if you get them, you're truly competing. And I don't know if Giannis is one of them anymore.
It's tough. It's very it's tough because he's there, he's up there, but it's like, has that Giannis come and gone to a point?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that he's past his physical prime because now he's hurt all the time. He still do really, really well though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a matchup nightmare, straight up. Like in the playoffs, he can win you a game or 2, and that's how you win series.
Yeah, it's like, but you're gonna need the help around him to get those other games and get you to there.
Yes.
All right. So right now, what we're sitting pat.
I'll say this: on a scale from 1 to 10 on how serious I take those bullshit ass rumors, it's probably like a 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 2. I just feel like the only reason that Houston would jump on that is if they're desperate, and I don't see a reason for them to be desperate. And I just don't see it. I think there's teams out there who are way more loosey goosey with their assets than Houston. Also, that would pull the trigger before we do, even for the sake of picks. There's like, who's to say a team like Brooklyn will give more picks away?
You ain't lying. They give them away like crazy. You get a pick.
You get a pick. You got a team out there like Utah that got prospects and a ton of picks, ton of picks. That might be willing to be like, you know what? I don't know what we're going to do with this fool, but he's under contract for some years, and I got picks to get him.
Yeah, it becomes a bargaining chip. Like I said, there's a lot of variables for sure. I don't really see it as a big thing now. Now, come January, if the Rockets are somehow struggling, which I don't think they will be, and Milwaukee's just terrible, then I could start seeing those talks ramping up a bit more. But as of right now,
our name, think about it, bro, is Houston's got the NBA by the balls. We got picks, we got money, we got players, we got a uptrend culture. So, like, our name's going to get thrown in pretty much every fucking rumor from here on out. So, like, that's why I'm saying I don't take anything serious. Like, I watch pretty much every minute of every game. I know what this team needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not far off.
Yeah.
We're really not far off. You know what I'm saying? The biggest problem with Houston is that when we get in that bullshit ass like lag mode where we're not doing anything, it usually takes about 2 or 3 or 4 minutes before somebody decides to take the game over, which means that you don't have a real guy to me.
Yeah. Unless somebody steps up in the next few days. I mean, people have been stepping up, so we're gonna see for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. It's just only gonna heat up from here until February. So, any Rockets fans, buckle up because yeah, it's gonna be one of those. They're gonna be throwing in every player imaginable. And stop saying Devin Booker. I don't want that fool on this team, man. Damn, fans always asking for Devin Booker. You have Devin Booker. You have a younger version of Devin Booker, all right? It's like, get over it, man. And quit throwing other dumb names in there. Like, y'all are mad about Karl Anthony Towns and freaking Julius Randle and stuff. Like, ew. All right. Well, Rockets fans, if you're not watching them, you're missing out. The team's fun. Give them your attention. They're going to do some things. Other than that, we're out of here, Houston. All love.